It's a thin line between hunch and hate. Tonight we're talking Mermaid Academy, Logan stalking, plus a Gus and Nilsa hookup. Woo! Make sure you guys stay tuned for the Floribama Shore after show. Cheese up.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Money like a shower, that's my rain dance. Baby all in black, like it's gangland.
Woo! Why did I want this song? I don't know, because they were up in the club, in the bar, and I was feeling it.
They were all sorts of crazy tonight.
Crazy. Did those the drunk like parts of this episode? What did you think about that?
Everything has me in awe and shock right now. I don't even know how to explain it.
Running into walls, hooking up. It was a crazy mess tonight, but we loved every second of it. Hey guys, welcome to the Floribama Shore after show. Tonight we're discussing episode 13, season 2 of Floribama Shore. I'm your host, Stacey Olivas, and I'm here with my girl.
Hey, it's Alibama, aka Ali Nasta, here to break it all down with you guys.
What are your overall thoughts of this episode?
Overall thoughts is that I am not shipping Nilsa and Gus. I think that it's too far gone. I wanted to see the attempt of it, but I don't think it's mutual at this time. I think, like, not that Gus doesn't like Nilsa, I think he does, but he constantly is saying, I don't want a relationship, I don't want a relationship. And I think she does, just like Kortni said, as much as she doesn't want to admit it. So I'm not going to ship them. I want Nilsa to go find a man that deserves her, because right now Gus is just, you know, he's been good about it.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll get into it.
Quick question though. When someone says they don't want a relationship, is that because they don't want a relationship with you, not you, but that person, or it's because they just really don't want a relationship?
I think it's because they maybe don't want it with that person. Because I
think so too.
The moment you find someone that you really like, there's no question. Like, you have that immediate, oh my gosh, I want to spend all my time with this person. And if you know that from the moment you met them, then it's game over.
Yeah.
But if there's even a question in your head, it's not meant to be.
Nope. When in doubt, don't. Mm-hmm. Well, guys, we're going to head on into the episode. So it started off really cute and sweet and innocent when the girls headed out to Mermaid Academy. Now, how cute was Amy?
I freaking love Amy.
She's so cute.
She makes me smile. She brings so much light to the episode every time. And just her excitement about being a mermaid just made me so happy. And I loved seeing her, like, get on her fin and swim around the water, like, have her nose plugged the whole time. It was so adorable.
Cute. And she was like, what's an honorary mermaid? And they were like, are you kidding me?
You're like, No, she said, I don't know what honorary
means. Yeah. And she's like, I started getting the sweats when she had to go out and pick. What did you think of Candace throwing the dollar bills at her?
I thought it was hilarious. And it's just fun to see all the girls come together and where it's not like split while we're really supporting Amy in this.
Yeah, and it seemed like they had so much fun without the guys, and then it wasn't about guys at that time, because a lot of times we see the girls, you know, involved with their boyfriends, involved with the guy drama. They're just like having pure fun.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see. I loved that part.
Definitely.
So, yeah, craziness. Well, you know, the boys were preparing dinner for the girls, and they made this cute little fiesta theme dinner. And the girls decided to pull a prank, which I loved, which I will use in the future. What did you think of the prank that the girls had? And did you think it was better than any of the guys' pranks that they ever pulled on them?
I mean, you know, a ding-dong ditch never hurt nobody. And isn't that, what are they calling it?
Ding-dong ditch, right?
Ding-dong ditch?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, but I mean, I think that it was fun. It was fun to see the girls get really excited. And, like, when you're doing pranks like that at the moment, you just are having such a thrill. But I think it was kind of funny considering that they had the whole flowers dropped off at the front porch. I think it was, like, timing-wise perfect because they probably were thinking, oh my gosh, is he coming back? Like, what's going on? So I thought
they kind of got a little creeped out. They were probably like, is this Logan?
And then it does get annoying because you're like, who's doing this? Stop.
I would get freaked out, actually.
I would too.
Especially after the Logan thing.
Especially after Logan. But I would get freaked out because if it was just me in the house and someone's ringing my doorbell and they clearly are wanting me to get a reaction out of me, I don't know, I would get freaked out.
I just love that the cast this episode was having so much fun.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't about their relationships. It wasn't about drama. It was just pure fun in the beginning.
Yes, in the beginning for sure.
In the beginning. But then Kortni comes back from her Mermaid Academy. The boys sit down and they kind of forget to tell her when she sees the flowers, and they were like, who are these flowers for? And then they kind of forgot because they were having so much fun, all of them cooking dinner and everything. And they bring up that it was Logan. What did you think of the Logan rap? that he sent out to Kortni.
First of all, if someone sent me a rap like that, I would feel so uncomfortable. And the things that he was saying in there, just not my cup of tea per se. But I mean, if it floats Kortni's boat, all for it. But my thing is, it's hard because I understand where Kortni's coming from and the fact that like, oh, well, he's a nice guy, but like he's not. Or like she was saying like in the moment that action that he did was nice.
Yeah.
Is he a nice guy? No. If you look back to all of the past things everything he's done in the past, nothing adds up to him being a nice person.
No.
This was a nice gesture, but that does not warrant an apology or forgiveness or welcoming him back into your life. It's one of those things you just need to cut the ties, throw that stuff away, pretend like it doesn't exist, and move on.
Yeah, and I think it shows he's not a good, like you were saying, he's not a good guy.
No.
He's shady. And I feel like this is just his little abuse tactic to kind of wheel her back in and love bomb her and make her feel all great and just get in her head.
But also, too, I'm sorry if that rap is like, it was just sad.
She kind of liked it, though.
She did.
I feel like she was feeling it. I think she was kind of second guessing her decision, kind of.
I think in a way, because rightfully so, obviously none of us know the feelings that she felt towards Logan, and there's a reason that she dated him, or else she wouldn't have dated him. And so I can understand where she's coming from, but it is smart to recognize that that was an unhealthy relationship, and it's not something that you should get yourself back into.
And I think it was interesting because we don't know how long of time went by. Like, we don't know if it was days. We don't know if it was weeks that went by. Because she doesn't seem like she's like upset though about it, and I think like any relationship people would be kind of upset, but she just seems like
Kortni's such a like, oh well, that didn't work out, moving on, you know.
She's so interesting.
That's
what I thought.
The things that give that she just brushes off would give me the most anxiety. Like, you know what I mean? It would make me so worried.
Do you think after this rap she's kind of like contemplating like, should I give him another shot? Do you think this is a way for him to kind of open up that door with her again?
I don't know. I mean, she did seem a little bit forgiving at that moment in time. But I think that it'd be too much for her to reach out to him and like call him, because she didn't want to see him again.
I'm kind of scared she's going to get really drunk and call him.
Oh, I hope not. Oh gosh, I hope
Especially because Jeremiah not being here this episode, the house was a disaster.
He needed to be there.
I never saw this coming, but I was like, oh my gosh, he does make a difference when he's there.
I think he adds a barrier to certain things. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be the one that kind of stops things from getting to a certain level in a sense. I don't know.
I think he's like words of wisdom. Like, Kortni goes to him with her stuff, and now she's kind of like, you know, thinking her own thoughts, and he probably would have told her, this guy is bad, stay away from her. And then Nilsa and Gus, we'll talk about that soon, but he kind of like talks some sense into Gus and everyone else in the house. So I think he does have an important role in the house, and there's a reason why he's there, and there's a reason why everything went crazy this episode. It was just bananas.
So bananas.
But I think Kurt, I'm going to add this, Kurt did give Kortni in the confessional, he gave the best advice. He said, stop Kortni and tell this dude he's wasting your time. Just move on. They're so young to already be like, you know, to recognize this and say, just move on, you're wasting your time.
Right. Well, I think Kirk is funny because he really does in his confessionals he speaks the truth every time. And he was always like, just geez, you know, but the whole Gus thing and the Jeremiah and Kortni situation. And he just kind of tells it as it is.
Yeah.
And I just think his commentary is kind of funny.
He's also sometimes very much words of wisdom. Like, I feel like out of the guys, I'd probably trust him the most with advice. Because I feel like he kind of has like a little bit more objective point of view.
Yeah, I guess maybe not his advice per se, but more so he just tells it how it is. You know what I mean? And he's not scared to hurt your feelings in a way. So he's one of those friends that you don't want to hear the truth, but you're going to hear it anyways.
Yeah, very true. Well, someone he had to tell the truth to was when they all went to Shore Dogs and Nilsa, Gus, the whole crew got wasted drunk. Okay, so the Nilsa and Gus incident, aka hookup makeout session. Do you think that Nilsa was the one that pursued him, or how did you think? What did you think about the situation?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of it's one of those like sticky grounds, because obviously when they all walked in and they were catching up, they had already Kodai and Gus were already, what was that, 10 beers and 10 shots deep?
Because they said they put beer or the shots
in every beer.
bottle.
And there was so many extra bottles. So, like, that would be, like, a red flag right there. Like, okay, he's already wasted. But then, obviously, if you're catching up to that level of drunkenness, you don't know who's the aggressor. And what sucks is that we only see what they want to show us.
That's true.
So, because everybody was saying that Gus was doing a lot of the flirting, but we really only saw Nilsa's aggression on the flirting side. Don't you agree?
Yeah, we did. So we don't know what Gus might have said to her. And okay, so by the way, P.S. It wasn't Shore Dog. Sorry, that's where they work. The bar they went to, I forgot the name of that, but I'll go look into that further. I think Nilsa has her eye out for Gus because he doesn't like her anymore. Like, I think he's done with that and he's over it. And I think that she doesn't like that. Yeah. Because Nilsa kind of does like that tension.
Well, I think it's one of those things, too, that you start realizing, oh, crap, I could have had him. Yes. Because he did like her in the beginning, and then she kind of had her eyes on Jeremiah for a little bit. So I think that maybe it's one of those things where you realize, crap, like, I want to try to get back to that point, because at a point in time he did like me, and so I think that's kind of why she still goes back to him when she's drunk. She knows that he still has some sort of, she kind of is used to the Gus that really wanted her and was pursuing her, and so she still kind of has that in her mind, like, oh, I could eventually, like, break him down and maybe, like, not break him down, sorry, that's a bad use of verbiage, but, like, I could get it back to where it was. Yeah. But, like, right now, from what we're seeing is, I think this is a little bit of a different Gus this season than last season. I think he really is just trying to enjoy the summer, doesn't want to get feelings, and he stated it really well, where it's like, they say, like, don't eat, and it's true, and they already have so much drama. You had a couple into that. What other drama could you imagine could happen?
That house. And I think also they really got to know each other more, because in the first season they didn't know each other that much. So it's like when you meet someone for the first time, you're like, and then within a year you're like, crap, I actually know who you are. I actually might not like you and who you are. So I think he knows her and they know each other. I think she realized he's a good guy. Yeah. And he kind of realized Nilsa's Nilsa. I mean, she's kind of a little bit, there's like so different. Yeah. He's a little bit more deeper and like, I don't know. I just see the difference between them. She's cute, she's fun, everything. But I think there's like just a big difference between that.
I feel like also the only difference that I see is Gus really trying to push this away and make it not happen. But when they sit down and stuff, I do see the chemistry between them.
They have chemistry.
But I think it really is him putting up a wall that he doesn't want drama, and that's like the good guy in him, and he's almost trying to protect her feelings in a way. And I think because he's realizing, like, if I do, because he's mentioned so many times that he's seen women in his life, get treated poorly. And so I think that he's worried that if for some reason he treats Nilsa poorly in this house, like, he can't get away from it. And he knows he might, because he might flirt with another girl, and he knows it's going to affect her. You know what I mean?
He knows how Nilsa is. Yeah. Because she'll say those things, like, then they had that little pact, and they said, oh, yeah, if you see a guy, he told her, if you see a guy at the bar and you think he's cute, go hook up with him. And she said vice versa, but I deep down inside do not think Nilsa felt that way.
Yeah, well, she even joked a little. She's like, oh, well, I might get a little jealous.
Exactly. So he knows what's going on. I feel like there is a physical attraction. I feel like when they started making out the bar, she pursued him. Yeah. She had her eye on him. Yeah. She went for it.
But they both had an active part in it.
They both had an active part, but she was kind of like, I want Gus. Yeah. But I didn't realize she was that drunk until after they got back home.
Yeah, you could tell in her eyes that she was drunk, but like everybody when they're drunk are going to say, I'm not drunk. You know what I mean? That's like the typical thing you say. And he's like, oh, really? Yeah, I don't know. It just stinks because right now I'm just not going to ship it because I think that she deserves a little bit more from the emotions. Gus has cut off a side of his emotions that he's not willing to give to Nilsa. And what she needs is someone that can fully give themselves to her right now. And to the fact that Gus doesn't really have that available right now, I just don't want to ship it.
He's just like the Gus on MTV now that has like this new stardom. He's like, he's trying to have fun. He's young. He's not trying to settle down right now. He's just trying to enjoy. Yeah. And maybe he saw like, hey, I can get other girls like after going on this show, or I'm getting more attention. Right. Who knows? Do you think if Jeremiah was in the house, this would have happened?
I don't know. Because then again, well, maybe not, because obviously last or 2 episodes ago, we kind of had Gus telling Kortni and putting it in her head that Jeremiah might like her. So I feel like Gus is almost like more infatuated with like trying to make that happen than making anything in his way happen.
True.
So maybe not. Like maybe Jeremiah would have added that like one extra factor to split that up from happening, you know? But when Jeremiah's not there, and I feel like Gus and Jeremiah kind of have gotten closer.
Yeah.
And obviously we saw Kirk and Kodai kind of be like, oh, like, you know, we've broken a wall with Gus. He like, we're all friends. We're getting closer together. And I think since Gus didn't really have his wingman per se,
True.
you know, he was like, oh, he had a little bit more freedom to do
more
what he
things are
wanted.
open, huh?
Yeah.
Because he's more like go with the flow type of guy. I feel like Jeremiah is like the leader and he kind of follows him
Yeah.
around. Okay, so then they all go back to the bar and Kortni is giving Gus a lap dance, hulaing, being all sexy and stuff. What did you think? And then Nilsa's reacting, saying like, why would you even do that? I just kissed him the night before. So what did you think about that? Do you think this is going to escalate? Do you think it's going to get worse?
I don't know, but really quick, we should go back to talking about how that, because that was at the end of the night,
Yeah.
they went and, you know, they were kind of kissing and everything, but then Gus separated himself, which he always does. We've seen this in past episodes. He tries to make sure that he's not going to hook up with someone drunk. And so it was kind of uncomfortable for me to see everybody, like, kind of push him, and he didn't want it. That was a little weird.
That was weird. But I think it shows, like, he's really a good guy, because even when he's wasted, drunk, he's like, no,
not gonna happen.
You can even tell in his face, he's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
And he was just like, I'm just gonna fall
fine.
asleep here.
Yeah. Putting him in a place where he's safe and it won't happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
Sorry, I
also-
had to bring that up because I feel like people
it's so true.
might be like, well, what about
Thank
that
you.
night? But
Yeah.
they luckily didn't do anything and woke up the next morning, and that's when they talked about
And
everything.
Nilsa
it was
said,
fine.
like, if you don't come to my bed, I'm never talking to you again. I was like, please don't say that, please. It's just making me feel like bad and awkward.
But then also the conversation they had the next day to address, you know, that they did make out.
Their little pact.
But it was, I don't know. Did you think that was him saying friends with benefits?
I think it was just like him talking to her and kind of like telling her again, I don't want a relationship. Like, I don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
And then like later on, if it does and he's drunk, then it's kind of like, well, yeah.
You kind of expected
You
this.
kind of expected it. Like, I told you from the start, like, you can't get mad at me.
Okay. All right.
I also think like maybe he's still like, oh, I kind of want to hook up with her.
I don't know.
Which we did kind of, you know, see a little bit towards the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So then they went to another bar, like we were saying, and Kortni was giving her lap dance. Nilsa started getting a little jealous. And then what did you think about the hookup-ish thing between Nilsa and Gus?
I don't know. I mean, he obviously went into her bed, and so
She kind of begged him, though.
you don't force anybody to do anything.
But, like, if someone's begging, I don't know. I just thought she kind of begged him.
I think she was more so like, it was like a cutesy flirting type of beg, but like also at the same time, like, he openly got up. Like, he got out of his bed. Like, he didn't have to do that. He could have done what he did the night before and been like, no, I'm good. Like, no. And, like, you know what I mean? Because the night before she had said, like, come into my bed. I want to cuddle or whatever. Come in. I won't talk to you again. But he said no. And then this night, he agreed to it. So, but then that's where the question lies. Like, I mean, clearly there's obviously we know he's attracted to her. We know that he has some sort of feelings with her, but then he also has that guard up. Like, I don't want to mess anything up.
I don't want to shit where I eat.
Yeah.
Totally. I think that he is just scared because he knows this is going to become a huge drama. And I think Nilsa, I don't know if she actually likes Gus. I think she kind of likes the challenge. I think Nilsa's kind of the type of girl that likes the challenge, and she's like, ugh. Well, I think she feels like she missed out on Gus a little bit, but I think now she doesn't like that he doesn't like her anymore. Because I noticed when he's flirting with another girl, like he was at the bar this last time, she's kind of like, ugh, I want Gus.
But I think also she might have this, like, this idea in her head because she's been through a lot, you know what I mean, with her past. So I think she sees, the more she's gotten to know Gus, she sees more of the future that she could have with Gus. And I think maybe she's more mesmerized by that in the sense.
Like the
because
idea.
The idea that Gus could be a good guy for her that she hasn't had before.
True.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
maybe that's kind of the idea that she gets and kind of a reason why it really stimulates her to be like, oh man, like I do like Gus. And that's why she always goes back to him because she can see something that she's never seen with another guy.
Yeah.
I could totally be making that up, but like those are just my thoughts of like putting pieces together from like hearing about her past stories and stuff.
And I think also they're kind of stuck in this house.
Yeah, like what else are you
Always
gonna
together.
do? I'm sorry, but if I was attracted to like a hot man and I was single, like, and you live together, like, of course they're gonna catch feelings.
Yeah, and you're friends, and you're always talking about deep stuff. Like, when else do you get those like opportunities to always be near the opposite sex? And
yeah. Well, and it's different too because they did have some sort of like attraction towards each other. They went on a date, and like there has been room for that to grow over time.
Yeah.
And so it is kind of hard. I mean, it's different if you don't find any of the people in the house attractive, but they clearly have established that they like each other. They think they're cute. They like to flirt when they're drunk. So like, and especially adding alcohol into the twist of all this just is never a recipe for anything.
It's a hot mess. It's going to be a hot mess. I feel like there's going to be so many. We'll talk about this in predictions, but I feel like it's just going to escalate. The fights are going to get crazier, and I think like she's going to get more jealous.
Yeah.
And I think Gus is just, I hope he has the strength to, and I hope she does too, and sees that, okay, I can get other people. We're in this house. I kind of have a crush on him, but I can also meet someone else.
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like as the moment you put friends with benefits on anything, I just feel like that's just a recipe for disaster. But I could be wrong.
Do you think like he can catch feelings, or he's just like fighting them?
I think he's definitely fighting feelings.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that I think it could be something possible because he was the one that liked her in the first place,
That's
you know?
true.
And so I think that this could definitely be something, but I just don't think he wants there to be any extra added drama into the house. And I think he's worried about hurting her or, I don't know, like messing things up because he knows when he gets drunk, he flirts with other girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he realizes, oh crap, now that I flirted with Nilsa, and I am going to flirt with other girls, like, I think he just wants that freedom.
That's true. Yeah. And I think the roommates are really egging it on too. They want it.
They
Kurt
do.
wants it. Candace wants it.
They all were like,
yeah. And then what did
Candace wanted it.
Yeah, Kortni was like, just do it just once. Just do it once. And then he's like, no, I can't do that. I'm not that person. And I was like, wow. That shows a lot about him.
Yeah,
which makes him even more
which makes us
attractive.
lead on to like what's gonna happen between them.
I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Let us know if you guys think that Gus and Nilsa, do you see them happening? Do you see them as a good couple? Do you see them hooking up in the future? What's happening? Or are they together now?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Well, another two that we're going to go and head on into as for our Instagram stalking throwback segment. We're going to talk about Jeremiah and Kortni. We're going to look at their Instagrams, their latest posts, and we're going to see how much they've changed. So this is a couple. I hope they're a couple. I don't know if they're a couple. I think they would be so cute
You're
together.
shipping it.
I'm shipping these two because they're cute friends, and I feel like they complement each other. She's a little quirky and fun, and he's like more serious.
He's like the dad.
Yeah,
type
like
of
he
the group.
can't be with someone that's just like him.
Yeah.
I feel like he needs someone that's gonna like
He
let
needs-
loose and have fun.
Well, and I think what we've seen about Jeremiah is he kind of always takes on that like older brother or like father-like figure
Yeah.
where he wants to take care of people. And I feel like Kortni kind of like, she's just like wild, likes to have fun, doesn't like think about some of the consequences most of the time, you know? And I
Like-
think Jeremiah brings that like
True.
out of her. Like he calms her down a bit, or he's there to grab her when she's struggling or whatever.
Totally, like when she was drunk this episode, and everyone was like, "She's like a crazy giraffe."
Yeah, that's,
like
and that's the thing is that if Jeremiah was there, I think she would have totally just, he would have picked her up and then that would have been it.
she was running into walls.
That was wild.
I
was
don't
like,
understand how
this
they
is scary.
do-
I'm worried about her falling down the stairs. Yeah.
Candace was falling over in the confessional. Everyone was just wild this episode. Well, this is a picture that we recently saw that Kortni recently posted with her dad, and I thought this was a really cute picture. Just seeing the difference, and then we're just gonna do like a little throwback because we've already stalked their Instagrams like crazy, and we're just doing like throwbacks. So that's a newer picture of Kortni looking good, and look at her, like Miss Model over here. She has thousands of likes on these, you guys. I think this
Yeah.
one has like 11,000 at least. Oh, and then this one I love because I'm like, can you guys just get together already? Her
I
and
mean-
Jeremiah. You don't see it, huh?
No, I do. After the last couple episodes of like the way that they've just like shared each other, like I don't know, the way that they were there for each other is not the way that they would be for anybody else in the house. And I know it is different because, but I think it's kind of that Gus and Nilsa thing where you have this person that you care about and you are spending so much time with them. I feel like it's just only inevitable for those feelings to grow, but you want to like block out those feelings because you're just so worried about what could happen.
Yeah.
Like what's the worst thing that can happen rather than just going with it and enjoying your summer. And why not have like a fun little boyfriend over the summer, and then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it
You know
doesn't.
what I've heard though in psychology too? You grow a greater bond with someone when you're like on vacation.
Oh,
So
I
if
would
you're
believe it.
experiencing this, like they're on vacation, they're all in a house together, you grow a deeper bond with that person. So
Yeah.
it's more like a deeper connection you have with them.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's look at Bachelor in Paradise. Come on, those people build really deep bonds within like 3 days. So it's possible.
Yeah. Okay, and these are some throwbacks of Kortni. This was to 2014, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 15, sorry. And how many likes does she have on that? Can we zoom in?
97?
97. So she went from like 12,000 in the thousands to 97, from 97 to
That's crazy.
that many. And this was a throwback too from 2014, or I believe too. And she has like 40 something likes on this. Can you believe it?
That's so wild.
I love them. Oh,
Jeremiah.
Mr. Hulk over here. This is a recent.
Really is so buff.
How the heck do they do this?
I've seen like the way, like his body, like his arms are so fit that it's like, I don't know. I've just like never seen. It's just wild.
How many hours do they work out during the day? And how the heck do they have all this time to work out?
Right. I'm actually trying to figure that out because I can barely put in like 30 minutes per day because I'm like constantly running around all over the
Working,
place.
busy, yeah.
And I'm like, I know I need to, and it's about like the time, like you just have to wake up early. But like, I would love to know how many hours he spends in the gym per week.
I bet you he goes twice a day.
Twice a day?
I bet you.
How do you do that?
You have to go to look like that.
Yeah, that's
He probably
true.
spends like 4 hours in the gym.
That's I mean, good for him.
I
Like,
know.
I wish I had that kind of dedication.
I wish I had that
for the
dedication.
gym.
I wish I had that diet.
Yeah, same. Like,
Commitment to
Jeremiah,
it.
give us your diet plan.
Please start making some YouTube videos so we can learn from you.
I need to learn. I need to get in the gym
Look at
ASAP.
how many, look how many likes he has. Like, how many was that? Like 14,000? I can't see.
15,000.
15,000. And these are recent pictures. And I know he's starting to do like those romance novel type covers like Gus too.
What?
They're like bros for life because Gus got him into that too. So I feel like that's gonna be something like dude's got a romance novel.
Oh my gosh, that is actually hilarious. That's too funny.
And this one also is with Gus and their other friend. This is a recent picture. He has tons of likes on this. Oh, and this is baby Jeremiah. This
Aw,
one
he's
is from
so cute.
2014.
Honestly, I just really like Jeremiah.
Me
I think he's such a
too.
great guy. There was one specific episode that I think it was like a turning point for me.
Yeah.
Because I think in the beginning of season 1, he was kind of hiding a little bit who he was.
Yeah.
And like people kind of made him seem like he was this kind of like, I don't know. There was just like this weird picture that we had of him. But there was an episode where he like really stood up for Amy and like basically like
You were talking about that before. Yeah.
And I just think that was something that I really respected.
They were talking about weight, I think you were.
Or something, yeah, like about, it was in season 1 and they were basically, the guys just were going at it and like saying things that were so unnecessary.
Yeah.
And they were like basically having Jeremiah like wanting to agree with him and he was like, no, I think you should just stop talking about whatever you're talking about. That's not fair. She's not in the room to like, if you're going to say that to her face. And he's like, I would. But he's like, that's the thing is that like, you don't need to say that to anybody's face. They don't deserve that. So just keep it to yourself. And like, it was just something like that where I was like, wow, you are a good guy.
You have a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is I prejudged him. I prejudged him this season. I didn't really watch. Well, I'm newer to the show. I'm from the Jersey Shore fam. So coming over to this, I was like, whoa, I was like amazed because I prejudged him. I was like, oh, he's like kind of like the meathead type jock.
But like not at all.
Not as all deep or anything like that. And then, because in the beginning of the episodes, they see him like just partying, raging with Gus and stuff. And then you just like see him, he has like this deep, soft side. And I love it. And he's such a good friend.
Yeah, he is.
Like so selfless.
Yes.
Not selfish at all.
Selfless.
Yeah. And look at, this is even a throwback to 2014. Look how good he looks.
Jeez.
I think, how many likes does he have on this one?
118?
Oh my
116?
God. From 116 to like thousands.
I'm just like blown away by those abs. Like, how does that even work?
How do you,
I would have to
gotta
draw
count
those
them.
on. Yeah, like literally that's the only time I would ever have abs like that.
I feel like you have to
Wild.
do a lot of protein shakes, a lot of crunch. I don't even know.
Well, the thing is though is that kind of workout and stuff, it does matter about like so much you have to eat. Like those kind of diets, I think you have to eat overload. Like I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
It's like you wake up and like from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, you're like eating something constantly.
Super
wild.
healthy stuff too. No carbs probably.
Wow.
Yeah, guys. So last one. Oh, That was it.
Well, Jeremiah,
help us out. Yeah, guys. And if you guys have any dirt or anything on the cast, we're still figuring out about the whole Logan, Kortni thing. What do you think's going to happen with that? We'll go ahead on into predictions.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Because, like in the news right now, we still don't know of what's going on between the Logan Kortni thing. We know he was arrested again for violating a restraining order that she put out against him. Do you think we're going to see that
I don't think so.
play out?
I don't think so. And I think maybe at this point it's like kind of like maybe they couldn't show something like that on TV. I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe I know they kind of have to like sign away like a bunch of like you just whatever. I don't know. But I'm just thinking that Kortni's the kind of person that even though she's like, oh, like that was a nice gesture, I think she's so over it. Like she's the kind of person like new day, new me.
She's like a guy kind of. Not like a guy, but she just like shuts off the emotions.
Yeah.
Do you notice that?
Yeah. So I think that she's able to just like, it seems like from what they're showing on the show so far that she's just like over it, done.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. But who knows? They could be holding stuff back that they're not going to show us.
I think he's going to be back. I think Logan has not given up. Well, probably still not giving up, but I think he's going to be back in the episode, and I think he's going to show up at their house.
Oh, gosh, he creeps me out so much.
And I feel like Jeremiah and him, there's going to be something that goes down between them.
Yeah.
I think Logan's probably so jealous of Jeremiah.
Probably. But he wouldn't know that yet.
True.
Yeah, he wouldn't know that yet.
What are your other predictions for next week?
Other predictions, I'm hoping to see another Jeremiah and Kortni situation unfold and see what goes on there. Obviously, we know that there's a huge fight that breaks out between Amy and Gus, and I really just like don't even. I've seeing Amy that mad means that something really bad was said, and that makes me scared.
Do you think it might be between Gus and Nilsa? Something between them? And then she's like has Nilsa's back, and maybe Nilsa's upset about something, or
maybe
because Amy is her best friend.
Yeah, maybe.
So I was thinking maybe it's something to do with Nilsa. Because what else could it be?
Right. I honestly have no idea. But yeah, there are some like
unless they say something really mean to Amy, or
which
something.
I would not be okay with. I got my girl
so
Amy's back.
Cute.
She's so sweet. Like she really has just such a genuine good heart.
Yeah.
And for anybody to make her that angry, something bad had to
And you
have
were
happened.
saying you think Kodai likes her a little bit.
I think he does. Because he even mentioned, even in like the first season when him and Kirk had that weird thing where they were making fun of her, he was like, well, I said I would hook up with her. Like, he was like, I wouldn't have a problem with, like, I think secretly does like her and could see, like, she's just so funny. And she's cute, like, you just, like, grow to love her even more every episode because she's just so sweet and fun and lighthearted and always is trying to like make everybody, be together and be a family. As for the Nilsa and Gus thing, leaving off this episode, I don't know whether they hooked up or not, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe that's where some of this drama next episode is gonna derive from. So maybe they did actually hook up, and then we're gonna all have to like figure out what's going on there.
I think Nilsa's going to get really hurt from this.
Oh,
and I'm so sad. And that's why I'm like, just don't do it. Don't do it.
I know it sucks because when you watch these things, like you have these like thoughts and feelings, and then I just like have to remind myself, like, this is terrible because these are people's actual lives
being filmed. Like everyone's like done stuff in college, went after the guy that wasn't that into him, pursued him, and then got shut down. But you're being filmed for this. I would be like, this is terrifying.
Be so mortified. So like, I always have to like give them the benefit of the doubt in situations because I'm like, I can't even imagine being drunk and having this on camera and having it unfold. Yeah.
And then we might not have seen the other side with Gus.
Yeah.
He might have been flirting with her, egging it on too. So there's stuff we don't see. Reality TV, it's kind of edited.
Yeah, definitely.
But I definitely think something too is going to go down with Gator and Candace. I thought it was interesting, that phone call. I think it was her mom that called in and was like, did he hit you or something? She mentioned like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was kind of hard
weird.
To hear.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but it was something weird. Something
so
sketchy.
I think there's something weird between that. I hope Candace doesn't get hurt.
Yeah. Ugh, I know. I just wanted her to be done with him.
I just want these relationships, all these unhealthy ones, to just end.
Go away.
And all the girls have fun and all the guys have fun.
Yeah.
And maybe date each other.
Yeah, maybe.
Why not, guys? Well, we want to know what you think. Make sure you guys hit us up in the comments. Let us know your opinions about this episode. Let us know if you think Gus and Nilsa will end up together. Jeremiah, maybe him and Kortni. I'm your host, Stacey Olivas. And you can catch me all over social media at Stacey Olivas. And Allie, tell them where they can catch you. hit you up.
Hey guys, Allie Nasta here. Find me on Instagram at AllieGirl.
Woo! Yeah, and to Floribama Shore. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We love you. Woo!
See you next week.
See you next week.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.